Hey, what's happening? Brian Willett here. Happy Friday. It's been about a week or so since, I got on here and ranted, as I always like to say. But, I was thinking about something this afternoon. I was, Donald Trump being in office and, the fact that we have all these people that have gone absolutely nuts. They have Trump derangement syndrome. They can't get past the fact that he's a very successful president. He was his first term and he's going to be his second term, but they can't get over that fact. They can't get over the fact that they probably watch news outlets that do nothing but lie to them over and over and over again, and and leave out. It's not that they're lying by, well, they do lie by commission, but they're also lying through omission, meaning they're not providing everything with the right kind of context. But anyway, we got these, crazy people around our country that are now going after Elon Musk and Tesla, which just, quite frankly, just blows my mind. Let's talk about protesting first. First of all, if you listen to Joe and myself talk over on the Leadership Fan podcast, we're not protest guys. Now, you're not going to see us in the streets, neither one of us. It would take an awfully lot to get that to happen, right? We're just not those kind of guys. And so I always wonder, who are these people that feel, I'll give them the benefit of the doubt that they're so passionate about whatever the cause is, that they're willing to go out and be in streets, go into buildings, what have you, to protest. Uh, it just doesn't seem that effective to me, and never has. And quite frankly, I don't think it ever will. But I'm just not a protest guy. But I realize that we live in the United States of America. We have a Constitution, and the Constitution and the First Amendment, it gives us free speech. And those people that decide to go out and protest, it is their right, as long as you're an American citizen, that you have the right to, protest, and, make your voices heard however you want to. And go for it. If you want to waste your time and waste your life, you don't have anything better to do, go for it. But here's where we have to draw the line when people start becoming, when they start doing, vandalizing things, or they start being destructive. And that's where we have to draw the line in the sand, or, trespassing, or any of those things, right? We have to draw the line there. And we have people in our country right now that are paid agitators. And that's the sad part. I don't remember seeing that growing up when I was a kid. Maybe it was, maybe I'm just naive and didn't know that any protest we, saw wasn't organic. Okay. Organic meaning developed from the grassroots, from the people up. That's not what we're watching here. We're watching a, con, a concerted effort, and money is being put into it by probably NGOs, non-government organizations that are funded by the government. Think about that. That's another podcast for another day. But we have these people that are being paid to go out and agitate, a lot like what happened during Black Lives Matter during the riots of 2020. Those people, if you remember, there were videos of trucks and things being dropped off, materials being dropped off, and so people are wearing the same shirts. All of that is being funded, and that's what we're seeing now. And what's really sad is we have Elon Musk, who is, obviously one of the greatest engineers of our time. And, people are going around being destructive to Tesla dealerships or Tesla vehicles, you name it. And those people should be put in prison. There's something in our culture that we've gotten away from. And I don't know when it started or why it started, but there has to be consequences to your decisions. And when there are no consequences to the decisions you make, then people are going to continue to be, lawless, and continue to be allowed to, vandalize or trespass, or, cause, just cause turmoil for no reason. And I personally believe we got to bring consequences back to the decisions some of these people are making. Again, I'm not talking about the peaceful protests, the people that, want to march in the, streets that are blocked off or, legally got the right permits, all of that type of stuff. But I'm talking about the folks that are out there causing, problems in communities, walking up to people on sidewalks, people that are trespassing into buildings, obviously people that are torching or vandalizing Teslas. I'm talking about all these people. There has to be consequences. And when when there's consequences for decisions you're making, then people are going to start making different decisions. And we have to get back to that as society as a whole. There has to be consequences for the decisions you make, right? We both have consequences for the decisions we make in our everyday life. And so we got to make consequences great again. Okay. I'll use Trump's line there. We got to make consequences great again because people need to have consequences for these decisions that they're making. Um, so that was just really on my mind today, as I look at what is happening across our country. And, again, it's a small a small minority of people that are doing this, but it gets all the headlines. And then I would really like for the government, I'm asking the government here to step in and figure out who the hell is funding these organizations, who the hell are funding these things, because that's where we need to make the stop. We need to cut the money supply off. We know George Soros continues to, sow chaos into our country and is funding those type of activities. And so we have to get in, my hope is Donald Trump and, the new Attorney General, Pam Bondi, gets in and figures out where is this money coming from. Uh, it takes me back to when, I don't know if it was during 2020 or, it seems like you see it pop up every now and then, but where these groups of people, and sometimes it's just individuals that are going into these stores or malls and they're looting. And again, I come back to who is funding this? Who is allowing this? Why are we allowing this? And then you got these stupid woke companies that have, told their employees not to mess with these people, to stand down. And I get it. If I'm an employee there making 15 bucks an hour, I'm probably not going to chase anyone either and put myself at risk. However, they need security there that can protect these employees because that's who I can't imagine being that employee there and people are coming in looting by, crowds. But then those people get away with it. And it doesn't seem like there's any follow-up on trying to track those people down. And again, I come back to if there's security guards or there's police or there's some kind of law enforcement, that we start making these people have consequences for these decisions. I'm not saying we shoot these people to kill them. I'm saying we shoot these people um, to prevent it from happening again, right? Because people will start to see there are consequences to the decisions that they're making. Okay. Again, I'm not saying shoot to kill. I'm saying, but you shoot somebody or you pull guns on people and say, look, we're not doing this looting thing here. Then people are no longer going to make those decisions. Because they're going to say there's consequences to my decisions. And so that's the bigger picture here. In our country as a whole, we've gotten to a point where, people are not getting consequences for the decisions they made. And until we get back to that, then we're just going to continue to see things spiral out of control. And so I think we need to make consequences great again, right? We need to, there needs to be punishment for making certain decisions, again, maybe it started with parenting over the last 20 years. I've watched it in public where, a kid will throw a tantrum or a kid will act, unruly or what have you. And the parent doesn't provide, give the kid any consequences. And so the kid keeps doing it. And guess what? Those kids become teenagers. Those teenagers become college students. Those college students become adults. And that's just where we are in our society. So, the overall theme here that I'm talking about is we need to make consequences great again. All right. If you're going to make decisions that harm other people or harm property or harm other companies or you name it, then we have to have consequences for those people because it's just not someone going in and looting, right? They're putting people in danger by doing that, right? Because what if I decide to chase that person and then I get hurt, right? And so anyway, that was just on my mind today. I wanted to share. Again, hope you like these videos. If you're watching them, please share it with others. Also, give me a like, and we'll talk soon.